Ahoy from BA! This is a Rorschach Ocean Update from the 3rd of September 2024. A summary of what's going down in the 70% surface of the Earth covered in salt water. Antonio Guterres, the UN Secretary-General, issued an urgent global plea during the Pacific Islands Forum, or PIF, last week in Tonga. He highlighted the severe threat Pacific Islands face from rising sea levels. Guterres called for a significant increase in financial aid for vulnerable nations as climate change accelerates ocean alterations. He mentioned that 2 UN reports reveal that sea surface levels and sea temperatures in the Southwest Pacific have risen dramatically faster than the global average, endangering ecosystems and livelihoods. Guterres warned that without immediate action, the escalating climate change could result in disastrous consequences worldwide. More about the PIF, as Pacific leaders approved the new Pacific Policing Initiative, which will establish a multinational police unit to respond to natural disasters and secure major events. The plan includes setting up a training hub in Brisbane, Australia, and setting up police centers of excellence in 4 Pacific Island nations. Australia pledged $400 million over the next 5 years to support these centers. While the initiative received formal support on Friday, the 30th of August, leaders emphasized the importance of national consultations to tailor the plan to each country's needs. The region's police chiefs will meet in Tonga in the upcoming days to develop the implementation strategy. From the Pacific to the Atlantic, the National Hurricane Center, or NHC, is closely monitoring 3 areas in the Atlantic for potential tropical development. The primary concern is a disturbance located a few hundred miles east of the Lesser Antilles, which could develop into a tropical depression as it moves westward into the Caribbean in the coming days. Some models suggest the possibility of a hurricane forming in the Western Caribbean, while others show minimal development. In addition, the NHC is watching a tropical wave set to move off the African coast, which might gradually intensify as it travels across the eastern Atlantic. Meanwhile, a low-pressure system near the Texas and Louisiana coasts holds a low chance of developing into a tropical depression, though it could still bring lots of rains and flash flooding to the region. Still in the Atlantic Ocean, a recent study published in Nature Communications on Monday, the 26th of August, revealed the critical role the mixing of Atlantic and Arctic waters plays in maintaining the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, or AMOC, which is famous for regulating global climate. Researchers analyzed data from 1979 to 2021 and discovered that this mixing process contributes to 33% of the transformation of warm, salty water into colder, denser water, which is crucial for the circulation strength. As climate change warms ocean surfaces, reduced mixing could weaken the AMOC, potentially leading to severe and irreversible climate impacts, including colder temperatures in northern Europe and rising sea levels along the US East Coast. Talking about the Arctic, scientists from Finland and Norway have identified 2 promising compounds from marine bacteria in the Arctic Sea that may combat enteropathogenic Escherichia coli, or EPEC, infections that cause gastrointestinal illness. The research published in Frontiers in Microbiology on Friday, the 30th of August, focused on bacterial metabolites from the genera Cochuria and Rhodococcus. One compound inhibits EPEC virulence without affecting bacterial growth, while the other slows bacterial growth. These compounds, derived from Arctic actinobacteria, were tested against EPEC, revealing their potential to prevent the pathogen from adhering to and damaging gut cells. From one pole to the other, according to a study published in the journal Zootaxa on Friday, the 30th of August, A team of US scientists discovered a new species of dragonfish named the Banded Dragonfish in the southern waters of the western Antarctic Peninsula. Initially mistaken for a fish of the same family, researchers identified the new species by analyzing genetic differences in larval dragonfish. Further examination of adult specimens revealed different morphological traits, such as 2 bands on the body and shorter snouts. The species has a limited range, making it potentially vulnerable to environmental changes and human activities like krill fishing. And from the southern to the Indian Ocean, the US has recently announced plans to extend the Lobito Corridor, a key transport route through Angola, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Zambia to Tanzania's Indian Ocean coast. This expansion aims to enhance the export of critical minerals like copper and cobalt. Helena Matza from the US State Department discussed ongoing efforts to involve Tanzania in the Trans-African Corridor, a major infrastructure plan aimed at facilitating transportation across African countries, emphasizing the project's potential to reduce transport times significantly. According to Luke Killian's analysis published in the news report African Business on Friday, the 30th of August, the initiative, backed by substantial investments from the EU, the US, and the African Union, seeks to bolster US and EU access to Africa's minerals amid competition with China, which has already secured significant mineral supplies in the region. In other news, the Panama Canal Authority, or ACP, announced a new long-term slot allocation system for its larger Neo-Panamax locks, which are the modern locks of the canal set to start in October. This system aims to enhance transit certainty and flexibility by allowing clients to secure multiple bookings in a single transaction. The first bidding process covers transit dates from the 5th of January 2025 to the 3rd of January 2026. In response to a year-long drought, the ACP is also planning a $2 billion expansion of a water reservoir, which is expected to take 18 to 24 months to complete. From one canal to the other, according to an article in The Economist published on Thursday the 29th, the ongoing conflict in Sudan poses a significant threat to global trade through the Suez Canal. Sudan's location on the Red Sea, a crucial trade route between Asia and Europe, raises concerns about the stability of the region. As we talked about in previous shows, attacks on shipping by Houthi rebels have already led some vessels to reroute around the Cape of Good Hope, increasing travel time. The situation could worsen if Sudan's conflict escalates, potentially disrupting operations at the Suez Canal, which handles a significant portion of global trade. The conflict also threatens to trigger a new wave of refugees heading to Europe. Now, some updates on deep-sea mining. The company Deep Sea Mining Finance recently carried out an exploratory mining operation off the coast of Papua New Guinea that has alarmed environmentalists and surprised government officials. The operation is accused of violating 2 moratoria on deep-sea mining. Critics say the company engaged in illegal activities beyond exploration, including trailing new mining equipment and stockpiling materials without proper authorization. Despite these allegations, a government official asserted that the operation was legal under an existing exploration license, although the company failed to notify local authorities. The incident has sparked concern among local communities who report changes in the sea's color and difficulties in fishing, highlighting the potential environmental impact of such operations. And to close this edition, some news on water sports. A female rowing team made up of Miriam Payne, Lottie Hopkinson-Woolley, and Jess Rowe plans to row non-stop across the Pacific Ocean in 2025. The trio, named Seize the Day, hopes to set a record as the youngest and first unsupported group to complete the 8,000-mile or almost 13,000-kilometer journey from Peru to Australia. They want to use this opportunity to motivate young people to disconnect from their phones and embrace outdoor activities. The rowers will consume around 5,000 calories daily, but still expect to face a calorie deficit due to the intense physical demands. Through their challenge, they will also raise funds for the charity organization, the Outward Bound Trust. And that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us. We hope you are enjoying the Rorschach Ocean Update as much as we enjoy making it. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform to keep up with what's going on in the world's major multilateral institutions. See you next week.